Well, we've all seen the clip by now. Isabel Brown, a Gen Z influencer, she goes on stage at CPAC and she tells young people to have the courage to get married and to have kids. And more specifically, more kids than they think they can afford. Well, the ladies over at The View had a field day and they called it reckless, they called it old fashioned, and they even suggested it was anti woman. But as I watched their reaction, I realized, hey, they're missing the point entirely. They're looking at marriage really like a math equation or like a business transaction. And today, I want to talk to you, especially the Gen Z generation, about why waiting for perfection is the quickest way to miss out on the greatest adventure of your life. Now, I'm going to play a clip from The View, and then I'm going to come back on the backside.
Activist Isabel Brown had a message for her fellow Gen Z women who reportedly are the least likely group in America to get married and have kids. But I want you to see this clip.
If you're not encouraging your children to grow up and have the courage to get married and have kids, more kids than they can afford before they think they're ready, it is high time to start. It is these choices, like deleting our dating apps and putting birth control pills and saying I do at the altar, that ultimately trickle down into the political policies that we will see save our country.
Years ago, they used to come after women of color and accuse women of color of doing this very thing.
So my ultimate beef with this is that it wraps a woman's worth up in her ovaries. I think it's just really reckless to be suggesting that people should have children when you now know in this country there's this affordability crisis, and for a two-person household, a married household, you need over $400,000 for child care.
Well, I hear it all the time. I'll get married when I have a house. I'll have kids when I have six figures in the bank or save up just the right amount of money. Or I'm just not ready for that kind of commitment yet. Listen, I get it. Things are expensive, but not enough money is often just a mask for a much deeper issue: fear. Our culture has taught Gen Z to be terrified of commitment unless the outcome is guaranteed. I want you to listen to this statistic about why Gen Z says that they wait for marriage. Take a look.
A recent survey asked millennials and Gen Zers why they're waiting to get married, and 73%, are you ready for this? 73%, 7 out of 10 of them,
Wow,
said they think it's too expensive to get married in the current economy.
But here's the reality. If you wait until everything is right or just right to make a move, you're going to be waiting. If you're in the equation, it will never be perfect. By waiting for perfection that doesn't exist, you're letting your best years go by. Don't wait until perfection comes. Now, I can say this. I have proof after 37 years of marriage. 37 years I've been married to my wife, Candy. We got married when we were just kids, really. I was 22, she was 21. We just got our college degrees and we didn't have any money to our name, but we went ahead and did it. And if I had waited until the money was right, I would have never, ever married her. We didn't have a perfect wedding venue or massive savings account. In fact, we had zero in our savings account, but we had each other. Some of our fondest memories aren't from the years where we finally just had enough. They're from the early years, the financial struggles, the uncertainty, the making it work years. We grew through the challenges. We walked through the pain of multiple miscarriages, and then the blessing and the chaos of raising our two boys. We didn't wait to grow up and then get married. We grew up together because we were married. Let me say it again. We didn't wait to grow up and then get married, but we grew up together because we were married. Now, I want to be fully transparent with you. Candy and I are Christians, and we truly live by the core values of our faith. We came into the marriage as virgins. Now, I know some people may not even believe me on that. And I know most people may mock that today. Hey, you can mock all day long because the benefits of that decision by coming into our marriage as virgins, I can tell you unequivocally, it was the best decision we've ever made in our lives because we had no one else to compare to each other to. We learned intimacy together. We learned how to love one another truly. And 37 years later, our love life has only gotten better. See, when our boys moved out, we joked that our house became the love shack. My wife, no, truly, my wife is going to die when she knows that I shared that. But it's true. And I am more in love with Candy today than the day that I said I do. I can look into her eyes. I know exactly what she's thinking. I can hear the cadence in her voice and know the state of her soul. That isn't something you buy with a perfect bank account. That is something you earn through the decades of commitment. So, to the young people watching, especially the Gen Z generation, don't buy into that lie. Don't let The View or anyone else tell you that marriage is a burden or a financial trap. Marriage is like a kiln. A kiln is, sort of this hot oven where you make pottery and bricks, and it gets hot enough to remove the impurities, and it makes something perfect. It makes something amazing. Marriage is really meant to be this place of vulnerability that shapes you, refines you, and grows you into a person you are meant to be. Make the commitment. Build your life during the hard times, not after them. Don't miss out on life waiting for perfect because it isn't coming. Get married, have children, take the leap. I would give anything for your generation, Gen Z, to have half of what Candy and I have found in each other. It's the biggest adventure you'll ever go on. Don't stay at the starting line because you're worried about the cost of the ticket. Well, if this message resonated with you, would you hit that like button? Share with someone who needs to hear it. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's holding you back? Or if you're married, what's the best part of growing together? Well, I'm David Hancock, and this is what you missed. Until next time, my friends, faith and honor.